Hello. So we are talking about quarter joint design. Last time we have seen how to design the spigot part. One of the three parts is spigot, which we have seen last time how that is to be designed. Now today we will move on to the next part, that is the socket. So design of socket is the next. So by now you must have had some idea of how the design process is normally carried out. So whichever part we are going to design, we have to concentrate on this part. Now this is the socket. So this is the shape of the socket. It is like a hollow kind of a end of the shaft, and in this hollow end we are fitting this end of the spigot, and then the quarter is passed through this. Now when the quarter is passed, when you are hammering, that time because of the taper shape, it is going inside like a wedge, and as a result these two opposite surfaces, they come in contact with the quarter pin, and when you hammer it down, that time these surfaces try to move away from each other, and as a result the joint is formed by applying a force between these two collars. Okay, that is how it is made. Now what we see is how to design the socket. That means we want to see what are the different dimensions of the socket and how these dimensions are affecting its performance. Which dimension has got what role to play, what kind of stress which dimension is trying to bear. That is how we process the entire exercise. So we start with maybe the design of this dimension D. So as we have already seen, the diameter D is the same here and here. So this will fail in tension. So whatever dimension you have obtained here, same diameter you will take even for the socket shaft. So now we will see this part of the socket, which is something like a hollow pipe. Now this hollow pipe has got outside diameter D3 and the inside diameter D1. Out of that, D1 is already obtained earlier. So only D3 you have to find out from this hollow pipe equation. So how this hollow pipe will fail? This will fail in tension. And from where it will fail? It will fail at a place where the section is less. So if you take a section here, then the section will not have slot, because slot is here. So if it is to fail, it will not fail from here, but it will fail from here, because here in the cross section there is a slot also present. So some material is removed here, the area of cross section here is less than whatever is the area of cross section here. Okay, so we'll write tensile failure of socket end across slot. Now this is going to give us dimension D3. So how it will fail? It will fail by tension. So we write FT design. The design tensile stress is given by load upon area. Load is P. And now what is the area? For area you have to draw the sketch of a resisting area. So this resisting area here will have a slot for the quarter pin like this, and then this is the remaining part of the material. Now this material is resisting the tensile stress. Now what is this shaded area? Shaded area is, this is diameter D3, this is diameter D1, and this is thickness T. So what will be the shaded area? I will write here A, where A is equal to pi by 4 of D3 square minus D1 square, that is this minus this, and then from that you have to subtract this rectangle, which is minus of D3, I write here, minus of D3 minus D1 into T. D3 is this, it is like this. We are talking about this part, how much it is. Out of that, this is D3, this is D1, and this is T. So D3 minus D1 is these two parts, and multiply by T, that is the area of this slot, which is formed because of this contact. So this is the resisting area. Now if you equate here FT design equal to this, then in this exact exercise, in this equation, you will find D3 is unknown. So you can find what is D3 equal to. So you get this dimension. So we have found out the size D3 by considering the tensile failure of socket end across the slot. Okay. So now let's see the next part. So from now it will not fail from here because we have decided the dimension as per the design equation. So it will not fail from here. Now from where else it will fail? Now you will find that as a result of this tensile action, this cotter pin is touching to this surface. So at this place here, there is a contact between the cotter pin and this collar of the socket. So here there is a stress that is developed, which is a crushing stress. So the crushing failure of socket collar at the cotter. So that we will take next. Okay, so crushing failure of crushing failure of socket collar is a collar of the socket across the cotter. So this place. So we are talking about now this resisting area. So we first write the equation for crushing stress. So crushing design stress is equal to load upon area, and the resisting area is here to draw like this. So that is made up of outside diameter D4, then the inside diameter D1, and then the resisting area is here of thickness T, thickness of the cotter pin. So this is the shaded area, which is the resisting area, which is resisting the crushing stress that is developed at this place. At this place. Okay. So what will be the area here? The area will be D4 minus D1 into T. So this will give you D4 equal to how much? So we get this size D4 by considering the crushing failure of socket collar at cotter, due to cotter. Okay. Now the next is from where it will fail now. Now you will find that everything else is now strong enough. Now there is one more way in which it can fail, and you can see here the dimension T2 you have to decide. So one of the dimensions is T2. So what is the role of T2? T2 must be playing some role. So it is resisting some kind of a failure. Now how you will find out which dimension is resisting what type of failure? Like here, which dimension? D. Suppose you want to design D. We have done it at the start. So suppose you want to design D, and let's say you don't know that it is failing in tensile stress. Suppose you don't know that, and then you have to find out what way this dimension will say help in preventing the failure. What kind of failure this dimension is going to prevent, that you want to find out how you will do it. One simple way is, what you have to do is you have to exaggerate. You know what is called as exaggeration. The diameter is so much. Suppose I change this diameter to a very, very small diameter. So instead of diameter D this much, I am thinking of a diameter which is very, very small. So this is my D. And now you are applying a load. Now you think about how it will fail. If you still find it difficult to understand, think of this made up of, not made up of a steel, because failure of a steel, taking a steel rod and breaking it is not so easy to imagine. So maybe you can think of this is made up of some other material which is easy to break. Whatever you feel easy to understand, that kind of material you can think of that is present here. Say for example, very simple example, clay. If you take a clay, you can make some models out of clay. Suppose it is made of a clay and that you are trying to pull. Then you immediately realize that it is going to break like this, which is a tensile failure. So this way you can think over what is going to happen. So same thing, this thickness of the collar, which is T2, what is the role of this thickness? You want to find out. So you have to do is, what you have to do is imagine that this is very less. So when it is very less, it becomes easy for us to imagine what way it will fail. So if this is too thin and then you are trying to pull it like this, then what will happen is this cotter which is touching to this place like this, And when you are trying to push it further, what will happen is I just draw this here before the further part. I draw in front of this. Let's say this is the collar I have drawn, and then of course here there is a it is like this. So I have drawn this part, and of course there is one more step here which is not important now. Now there is a quarter here, that quarter is touching somewhere here like this, below also like this, and this quarter pin which is here, and you are trying to pull it like this, then quarter pin will just go and cut this. That means the cutting will take place somewhere from here here the cutting will take place, and the part of the collar which is here, that will be just sliced out. So if that happens, how that will look like, that I will draw here. This is corresponding to this part which is removed, and same thing is there below also. So which of course you cannot see, I will draw it like this. So exactly below here you are going to get a similar shape which is removed. So the quarter is cutting this collar and forming these two such slices. So when that happens, this is a failure because of the shear. And what is the newly created area here? The area that is newly created is this area, which was not there before, and of course there on the back side also twice. So this is the resisting area which is preventing the shear failure. So now we'll write here shear failure of socket collar shear failure of socket collar due to quarter. So we write now F shear design equal to load upon area. Now in all these problems, what area you are going to take, that is important, and it keeps on changing as per the situation. Now this shaded area you have to take. How much is the shaded area? You will find here outside diameter is D4, inside diameter is D1. Okay, and then the length is going to be T2. Length is T2 here. So D4, D1 and T2. So if I draw this sketch maybe here again as a simplified sketch, then it will look like this. I am just drawing a two-dimensional sketch of this. So that this is D4, this is D1 and this is T2, and it is twice. So what will be area here? The area will be D4 minus D1 into T2 into 2. So D4 minus D1 into T2 into 2 because it is also there on the back side. So this is the resisting area. So P upon this resisting area is the shear stress design, and in this expression you will find that T2 is not known, so that you can find T2. So now this T2 also is obtained. So what is the thickness of the collar that we have obtained? So as a result, one more dimension is finalized. Now what is remaining is the size L1 here. That means the hole which you are going to cut here, because of this hole, there is a material that is left. How much is the material left here? That is decided. So what is the importance of this L1? How big you want it to be, how small it is acceptable, that is to be decided. What should be the length of L1? So for that again the same thing, you have to think over how this will fail. What is the role of dimension L1? What kind of stress this dimension L1 is bearing? Okay, so that you have to, of course, imagine last time we have seen this example, you have to think over what way it can fail. So for that what you can do is, you can exaggerate. So I am just showing you a sketch after exaggeration what it will look like. So just think that this size is very, very less. So now the size is very less. L1 is very small. Why I am making it very small? When I make it very small, that time it becomes easy for us to imagine how it will fail. So now see, this wall thickness is so small, and if you try to pull it out, what will happen? It will fail from here. It will fail from which way? What is the resisting area? That means after it fails, okay, you think over that it has failed. You have understood how it is going to fail. So once you know that, see what will be the newly created area. Because whenever any failure takes place, the newly created area is the one which was resisting that failure from happening, and that is precisely the resisting area what we are talking about. So in this case, I'll again go back to the original shape, which is this, and then we have now realized that it is going to fail somewhere here. How it will, from which place? It is going to fail from here, like this. So if it is to fail from here, the resisting area will be the circular area. So that area now we have to show. So this we will do again by a new sketch like this. Okay, so this is now a shear failure of socket, shear failure of socket near rod. So near the rod end, this is the socket, near the rod end it is going to fail from here by shear way. So we say here F shear design is equal to load upon area, and this area I'll just show here how it will look like after it fails. So something like this it will look. Say this is the part which has come out from this place. Like this. So this is the newly created area. It was inside here, and this breakage from this place is like this. So this surface was initially continuous, but now it has broken, and this is a created surface that is newly created. So what will be this size? You can write here that this is diameter D, and then this has got thickness, that means this thickness is L1. So we have brought into picture size L1. So if I show it here like this, maybe just by a simple way, and you can show that this is L1 and this is diameter D, and it is a circular surface, not rectangle like what is shown here. So we write here pi into